you have a mentor, and how did that assist you?
Yeah. It's been battle scars for me. Hey? It's really been nothing else but battle scars. I've been very fortunate that in my professional life and career, I've worked in areas that have allowed me to learn a lot about finance and to learn a lot about commercial property. And I've taken those lessons and I've put them to use in my own personal space. Yes. But when it comes to really the nuts and bolts of it, it's been personal experience day one, getting in, getting my feet wet, making the mistakes, learning from making the mistakes. But of course, like I say, I did have a little bit of an advantage in that I understand finance simply because I work in the space. So I've been able to use those lessons that I've learned from a professional perspective. And part of the financing work that I've done, like I say, has involved a lot of commercial property, and I was able to take those lessons as well and learn from those lessons. But I did not necessarily have a mentor. I've met people along the way who've shared information with me. It's never been on a formal structure, but as and when you go along in the space, you meet people and you learn things, from those people. So you have conversations and you're like, actually, that makes sense. Yes. I'll use that next time. And it's been that I've been fortunate enough to meet people who've helped me and guided me along in many respects, but never on a formal basis. And yeah, the most of the things that I've learned are the hard lessons, that I've learned, personally by engaging in things. I think I posted some time ago, I heard you mention on Twitter that, when I bought my first property, I actually didn't know what I was doing, and I actually didn't have even the money to buy this thing. And I didn't understand, because I knew that I had to get a loan and I had to get it at a good interest rate, but I didn't understand all of the other cost things that were involved and all of the other investment principles, that were involved, because you don't realize, even though I was in the commercial space professionally, I didn't realize that all of the things that were happening there would be happening identically in this space. I didn't think, I'd need to be paying my transfer duty and paying for my conveyancers. And, you skip those little things because, yes, you see that there's a conveyancer involved in a deal, but you're not in the background of payments happening and how all of that is processed, So I quickly learned, after I'd made an offer that, hey, and I had to fast learn or make a plan of how I sort this out, and those are the lessons that we're going to learn, we're going to come up with, and it's to remain resilient and to find solutions, quite honestly.
Yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned that you've had experiences of sharing with other people, or other people sharing with you what they have done, because that's mainly why I created this platform of the roundtables, and I invite people like you to come and say, guys, we are out there. These things are possible, because in our families, we don't talk about investments, we don't talk about money. So these sessions, for me at least, in fact, they actually help me as well, for my personal growth, to be able to know that other people are out there, they're doing these things.
Yeah, certainly. And I think for me, what I found as well is the level of comfort to know and understand that, there's a lot of us out there, number one, but that we're all learning. Because you can't get everything right. And there's this obsession where, I think I had for a long time to say, yes, I'm not getting everything 100% right all the time. I thought everyone was getting everything 100% right all the time. And I was the only guy making mistakes, and only to find that that's not the case. When you find a community of people who are actually actively involved in the space, you find that, even though you may have all of this information at hand, you're not always going to use all of the information or be in a position where you are going to use all of the information. Sometimes it's only certain parts of the information that you are going to use, because it's not always where I'm going to get my way with the purchase price. I've learned that sometimes I'm going to be unhappy. I have to give a little in order for me to get what I want. And it maybe throws your numbers off by 50 to 100,000, but is it worth it to still do the deal? And those are things that you need to, have a look after, getting, the estimates for building raw. You know, the first time I built, it was a harsh experience. I lost a lot of money. I was ready to give up, you know, with the kind of money that I lost. Things went almost belly up. But you know, you come back from that, you know, you come back from that and you keep going, you know,